Big Baller Beane does it again. The Bills absolutely robbed the NFL with their first big signing, and I think this is going to go down as one of the better signings this free agency. So let's talk about it all right here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bills Digest. I am your host, Anthony Senicar, and free agency has started. We got you guys covered for the rest of it with all your latest Bills signings. There's only one issue. 72% of you guys who are watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe, stay in touch here with all your latest offseason Bills news because we got you guys covered from wall to wall. So subscribe and stay in touch. And like I said, guys, Brandon Beane and the Bills absolutely robbed the NFL with this big acquisition. And I think what Brandon Beane did was he looked at the weakness in this Bills offense. He found it. He targeted a player that fits the mold perfectly of what they need. Picks a guy who still has plenty of tread left in the tires. And in this booming receiver market, gets him for a very, very good price. That signing being that of formerly of the LA Chargers, Josh Palmer signs for a 3-year, $36 million deal. Now, again, right now, the money does not look good, but let's keep in mind the receiver market is at an all-time high right now. DK Metcalf just went for $30 million. You still got Jamar Chase, who still needs to sign. You got T. Higgins, who needs to sign. This market is going to keep going up, and I think getting Josh Palmer on a 3-year deal at this price range is perfect and reminds me of a lot of when the Bills targeted John Brown a few years ago and fits that same sort of mold. Exactly what the Bills needed then, and now they need it again. And I think Josh Palmer in this offense is going to explode. Right now, looking at it, the stats do not pop off of the screen, but let's keep in mind Josh Palmer comes from the LA Chargers and that Jim Harbaugh offense, who is very, very run heavy. They have a star in Justin Herbert, but he does not throw the ball as much. He is sharing snaps with that of Ladd McConkey in that offense. He's sharing snaps with that of the kid from TCU. Sorry, the name is drawing a blank. But again, Josh Palmer in that offense with the third string receiver. But again, on the eye test and with the primetime games that I watched with the Chargers, it seemed like Josh Palmer stood out a lot. Obviously, the stats here do not show that. Only 63 targets, 39 receptions, 584 yards, and only one receiving touchdown. But if you deep dive, looking those PFF stats, there is a lot of good in there. And I think what the Bills did is they looked at Josh Palmer's analytics and that of the deeper stats and found a player that perfectly fits what the Bills need. And like I've been saying, an over-the-top threat, a guy who can beat man coverage, who can get very good separation, a speedster, someone who is not going to, who still has tread left on the tires, only at 25 years old. And look at the route percentage in that Chargers offense. 21% of his routes were go routes, and he was very much at a very good win rate at 17.5%. Again, those deep ends was very much a very good win rate, the deep outs. So again, those deep routes is where he excels. When he goes lower down the route tree, he does not succeed as much, but that's why you got Khalil Shakir. That's why you got Dalton Kincaid. You're going to open up the offense a lot with those deep goes with Josh Palmer, and you are going to see a lot of open looks for that of the Shakirs, for that of the Kincaids, for that of the Dawson Knoxes, for that of the James Cook or Ray Davis, whoever's at running back next year. I think this opens up the offense a lot, and right now, slotting in Josh Palmer into this offense, he becomes the Bills' best separator by far. Look at this. He is the 8th best in the league in average separation score compared to that of who was on the Bills offense last year. Keon Coleman was 54th, Mac Hollins was 71st, Khalil Shakir with 82nd, and Dalton Kincaid with 86. So Brandon Beane dives into the analytics, finds a guy at a good price range, finds a guy who is an upper echelon separator in this league, and is not just that, but also that of a very good man coverage beater. He is by far the best man coverage beater on this team at 19.7 win rate against man coverage. Look at Amari Cooper, who is second best right now and who is leading the Bills this past season at 12.8%. So again, someone who can beat man, who can open up the offense over the top and deep bombs, someone who can get on those deep goes, someone who can get on those deep in routes, someone who has very good separation. What the Bills were lacking a lot this season, they were bottom 5 in the league in receiver separation. And Josh Allen, still one MVP was that of receivers who couldn't separate. He threw them into positions to get separation. Let's remember that touchdown against Kansas City to Mac Hollins. There was no separation there. He hits them perfectly in stride. And again, the Bills' offense looked at that of the everybody eats mentality, and Josh Palmer fits perfectly into that everybody eats mentality. Someone who is not going to go and complain and ask for snaps or targets. Someone who knows his role, who wants to grow, still only 25 years old, so fits perfectly in this Bills receiving core timeline with Khalil Shakir only around, I believe, 25 or 26. Keon Coleman only in his second year. Curtis Samuel is the oldest right now at, I believe, 28 years old. And again, you're still going to have Shavers, who hopefully comes into camp and wins that last receiving spot. But again, the Bills zeroed in on a player they needed, and they got him at a good price, at a good term, at a good age. And this has a lot of shades, like I said before, of that of John Brown. What did the Bills do that offseason in going into Josh's second year? They targeted, we need receivers for Josh. And what do? They go spend money on Cole Beasley, and they go spend money on John Brown. John Brown and Cole Beasley, coming off of the Arizona Cardinals and Dallas Cowboys, were middle-of-the-pack receivers, and Josh Allen makes them go from middle of the pack and helps develop his own career and these receiver, and makes the Bills receiver core those few years look like one of the best in the league. What do the Bills do? They find a Cole Beasley replacement with that of Khalil Shakir, who in my opinion was better than Beasley was. And now it looks like that they find a John Brown replacement with someone who comes in and is a over-the-top guy who can get good separation, a guy who can beat man very well, and they go get that aspect of the John Brown type guy. And now they're going to have let Keon develop in that second receiver spot. Let him keep developing. Hopefully Shavers, like I said, steps up, and I think we're going to see a very big change in this Bills offense. I think this is going to open up the underneath for Shakir even more, and I think this is going to impact Dalton Kincaid a lot. Like I said, those middle of the field seam routes, those underneath routes, you're going to get a lot more linebackers on Dalton Kincaid, because you're going to have guys focusing on Keon on the outside with the one-on-one battles, and you're going to have Josh Palmer going over the top. So again, just a very, very smart decision by Brandon Beane in this front office, getting a player for this Joe Brady and Josh Allen offense that is going to help take this team to the next step, and they are not breaking the bank with this signing. And again, like I said, 25 years old, lots of time for him to keep developing, keep becoming a better route runner, and understanding this Bills offense even more. And in this booming receiver market, I think getting him for that long term of 3 years helps a ton. But let me know your thoughts below, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the Bills should have gone in a separate, in a different way with a different player, or do you think Josh Palmer was a perfect signing for this Bills offense? Like I do, I think this is going to be a very good fit. But let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Please like and subscribe, guys. It is off-season time, like I said. It is free agency time, and we got you guys covered all right here with all your latest Bills free agency news. So subscribe and stay in touch. And like I always say, guys, go Bills.